We are about to embark on one of the greatest RuneScape events of 2024, DMM Mode Armageddon. But first, we must prepare. Preparing for Armageddon can be broken up into 3 sections. Number 1, foundational setup. Number 2, steady practice. Number 3, the master plan. Welcome to how I am preparing for DMM Mode Armageddon. Foundational setup begins with RuneLite plugins. The most important plugins are anti-drag, key remapping, and prayer/spellbook. The anti-drag plugin is game-changing. It stops you from dragging an item in your inventory for a set amount of time. This makes switching between your equipment and eating food easy. You can now eat food easily without accidentally dragging it. Secondly, key remapping is essential since it allows your arrow keys to be mapped right next to your F keys. I map my arrow keys to Q, W, E, and R. Then I map my inventory to A, my prayer book to S, my spell book to D, and my spec bar to F. This puts all my keys right next to each other and makes moving my camera and switching prayers so easy. Finally, the prayer/spellbook plugin is a game changer. This allows you to move your prayer spells and magic spells. I move my prayers so they are closer to my armor/weapon switches, and move my ancient magic spell Blood Barrage next to my Ice Barrage spell. This helps limit the distance my mouse has to move to equip gear, cast spells, and change prayers. Some honorable mentions, I'll list a few others, are Entity Hider with prayer indications. This allows your character to turn invisible with a small border outlining your player. Next is Tile Indicator. This lets you see actual tiles you're on or the tile you're moving to. Attack Styles stops you from clicking Defensive Style, which prevents you from accidentally gaining defense experience. This is great for some pure builds for the DMM Mode series. Customizable XP drops can allow you to just show damage drops from combat spells and still show your non-combat spells as experience. Yeah, it just looks great. You can visually see a amount of damage, and then you can go in for a spec if it's a high hit. Simpler than having to calculate the experience. And then lastly, we got Camera, which allows you to speed up your camera movement speed. This is huge for just being able to see things quicker when you're fighting. So next, let's move on to step number 2, steady practice. A little practice every day goes a long way. So I recommend playing 5 LMS games per day. Also, while practicing, it's okay to make mistakes. Your goal should be to practice fundamentals, improve your weaknesses, and copy other people who are better than you. The most important fundamental for me is to practice switching back to tank between every attack. Over time, this will become muscle memory and you will become a threat as a PKer. A second thing to practice is sipping your brews while you're fighting so you can heal and attack at the same time. And lastly, practice eating all your food before you die every time. I've been struggling with this one lately, and yeah, it's definitely something I'm working on. The final thing is creating your master plan. Having a master plan will help you get way ahead of the playing field, especially on day 1 if you're starting right when the worlds open up. Start with big ideas, then begin adding in the smaller details. First, decide which bracket you would like to end in, then open up a combat calculator and find the best build for that bracket. I have chosen the 51 to 70 combat bracket this season. Last season I played in the 1 to 50 bracket. It was also very fun. But in this 51 to 70 bracket, I can get 94 magic to cast Ice Barrage while also having 45 prayer and 77 HP. I think this build is just going to be so strong. So once you've decided on your account build, create your plan. And here are 2 of my top pointers. So number 1, get 43 prayer during the first hour of immunity. The method I use is to gather big bones from the boneyard and use them on the chaos altar in the wilderness. You'll need to pick up around 48 big bones, and this training will take about 35 minutes. Secondly, I recommend getting a support account. My support account will be making money by crafting nature runes while my main's training to get PK ready. This support account will help me rebuild when inevitably I die. And hopefully I won't die this season, but that would be crazy. And a summary of my plan is to complete Desert Treasure to unlock Ancient Magics, then level up my stats quickly and PK after with an incredibly strong account. That's my plan. What is yours? I would love to read about it in the comments below. Please let me know. In conclusion, let's enjoy the journey and opportunity to play such a fun and exciting game, and I will see you at DMM Mode Armageddon.